How do you see it changing the way we live, the way we work, and the way we interact with each other? Go for it, sir.
I will start with this, is that a lot of us remember playing Super Nintendo. We remember playing Candy Crush. We remember playing all these games on an actual device. Within the metaverse, it allows us to get into the game, and now you are Super Mario. Now you are the person jumping up. Now you are driving Mario Kart. And what people have to also understand is what this does from a human psychology standpoint for those of us that are disabled, for those of us that have autism, for those of us that are dealing with depression and all these other things. I've seen multiple different groups and communities that have been created through the metaverse, because the metaverse is truly about building a community. And once you build the community, the services and products will present themselves. And just the camaraderie, just the way that we interact on Clubhouse and Just House and all these other places, we built that camaraderie. And this takes it to a completely different level, to where we get to interact and be in a completely different atmosphere as if we were there. So for those people that have family members, for those people that want to interact with other people from around the world, this is going to be the future, where AI is just the beginning. To where if you're in Nigeria and I'm over here and you speak one language and I speak another, we're going to be able to communicate with AI, sharing the different languages. So this is just the beginning of where we're headed, not just from the business aspect, but social media, networking, all of it, gamification, all in one, just as all these companies are doing. They're providing a solution, an overall solution, and that is exactly what Metaverse provides us as well.
All right. Well, that's awesome, but I'm still a little bit confused. I'm not going to say confused. My brain is trying to adjust to what exactly is going on here, because it is real. I've been there. I've seen some of your stores, and we're going to be talking about that later, how it impacts specific industries. So don't worry. I'm going to give you opportunity to talk about how it impacts coaches, how it impacts entertainers. But I'm still a little bit, because those watching us out there, and that's the way I used to feel too, until I came into contact with you, to be honest with you. I've heard of Metaverse for a couple of years now, but until I met you like about a month or two ago, to me, it's just some kind of fantasy land thing that is just there, has no real world consequence. But then I saw that where Gucci sold a bag for like $5,000. And I'm asking myself, okay, are they going to mail the bag to this person? Then I'm finding out that no, the bag is just going to be in Metaverse, and people are buying it. People are buying property. I was in my lead up to interviewing you, I was researching the what is going on the Metaverse. I see that people have actually sold houses. One guy sold the house of $1.2 million on the Metaverse. But when I read that before, out of that, like about a year ago, I just assumed he sold the house, but that the house is like in New York, where you're going to go live inside the house. But it's a Metaverse house. It's a house nobody is living in. It's in the Metaverse. So I'm confused. Can you explain that part a bit to me to bring this thing real? So that Metaverse is like, it's a real existence. Put it that way, a real place inside the cloud. Is
that would be somewhat familiar? And you said something that was key, right? First of all, in the last 12 months, $2 billion has been spent on virtual reality land. And when we think about real world real estate, when we think about real world assets, it is completely different in the metaverse. It can be replicated in a world such as Google already has. It's called World with 2 O's that they've replicated the whole entire planet, where you can go on streets and you can go visit these places. And so they're making
in the metaverse.
In the metaverse. Where if we want to go visit, the Great Wall of China, we literally could go visit the Great Wall of China and be in a virtual reality, right? Depending on that game and that world, how I can get access to it, because each world has a different way that you can get in. You definitely can get in from the VR headsets, but that is literally what I will say is I can talk about this 30 million You know this, Dr. Ope. You know this.
I know. I know.
It's nothing that I can literally say for you to be able to grasp it, because it's like when you jump in, you're a kid in the candy store, and so many people right now are worried about what it can't do when they should be worried about what it can do. Because right now we've been able to define gravity. We've been able to define the logics and physics of everything. Where now if you think it, we are now moving at the speed of thought. Whatever you think, you can create within the metaverse, especially with these AI tools that is nothing more than the language barrier that is going to be implemented within the metaverse. And so,
All right.